So the sword roses bloom, but I gotta say, this was an episode that was way too peachy, way too camaraderie for my taste. Now, I don't say that to say like, oh, they were too nice to each other. I say that to say like, here they are being so friendly and so nice to each other. What is going to happen in the future? Are they all going to be enemies at some point? Like they disagree with each other, they have to fight each other, or rivalry happens to where this is the peakness of their friendship. So it's all just going to go downhill from here. And I would hate to see it go towards that direction, but there is one thing I will say. The first, and I think a lot of people probably thought of this as well when watching this episode, is they're all nice, fine, and dandy right now, but what happens when they start learning the secrets of certain people? I.e., when Oliver, who has like, oh, I'm gonna use this now secret base they now have, I'm gonna use this to explore the labyrinth a little bit more. Yeah, I'm sure you are. And he's like, oh, I'll make this a base of operations in my exploration. Yeah, he may not have his secret meetings there, but he may use that as a catapult to go to his secret meetings. And what is the rest of the team going to feel? That's the biggest thing. What are they going to feel when they see that Oliver has a secret organization to kill their instructors? I'm pretty sure not all of them are going to agree with that. Now, granted, he may, tell them the secret, tell them the story of what happened, but I can tell you right now, I don't think Nanao of all people is going to be on board with that. He may be able to convince some of them and his feelings and how things are and stuff, but Nanao, I don't know. I mean, when he's like, I'm going to kill my teachers, all of them, including the headmistress, that would destroy the school where they actually communicate with, where they actually commune to and actually are with and talk to each other at. So in essence, Oliver would then be telling them, I'm going to destroy the structure that's holding us together. I don't see how that's going to be something that they agree with. Now, of course, in the meantime, they could just, have some fun, chow down and have the great memories that they're having now. Pete, who was holding onto his secret, only told Oliver and then comes out and tells the group, and they were like, oh, that's awesome. Not only did they tell him that's awesome, they allowed him to have a special power. You got to understand, Pete was scared to tell his fellow friends. He was afraid of what they would think of him, what they say about it, but in essence, by him telling them, he unlocks a new power. And honestly, he unlocked even more power when he told Oliver, or technically Oliver found out. And then Oliver told him, hey, that's a great thing. See, this is how it's great. So he learned something there. And then when he told his friends, they unlock even bigger power for him that could actually be good for him in the long run. Right now, he's kind of like not really that good in sword fighting, and he's still trying to learn the basics, and he's trying to learn to understand all of magic and stuff like that. But they literally just handed him, hey, here's your trump card, and, figure out how to use it, and then it get better for you. So this friendship, this group has actually elevated Pete to not be a side character. He has his own quarrels, he has his own things that he has to deal with, and by being upfront with them, he actually got a benefit, a gift from it. So, now, granted, I don't think if Oliver came out, it would be the same way, like I said before, but, we'll see what happens in the future. Now, before we move on to some more important things, can we just talk about the fact that Oliver likes to drop info in on us, the viewer, and then just kind of leave it there? Just like, here, I'm going to drop this info and just walk away. At first, when I seen this, I thought he delivered this baby. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? But in some essence, he helped Pete as far as in regulating his mana flow, and he was saying how it can get irregular, i.e. when you were dealing with a pregnancy or pregnant woman. Now, it was just the fact that the next scene shows this. I for sure thought he was giving someone a C-section or something. Now, that's when I first saw it. I was like, wait, Oliver is so the man that he's delivered someone before? Like, what in the world's happening here? But no, he's just been talking about how in the past someone he's helped, i.e. probably the mother that he is trying to avenge by the teachers, which of course is something that's always on his mind. Regardless of the smile he puts on his face to his classmates and his friends, he's still thinking about getting that revenge. And he's just biding his time because he can't just go outright and go to every classroom and it's like, I'm challenging you to the death. And then I'm challenging you to the death. And I know, I think several people have actually, surprisingly, not liked this anime for the fact that it is not as bloody as they would like it to be because of the fight that we had with the one teacher. I guess people are expecting that he's just gonna go outright into the next teacher and fight. And I would argue that that would be too easy. Where is the world building? Where is the dynamic character growth? Where is all of that? If he went from, like, let's say this is like a shonen or something where he just went from one teacher and he was able to learn something and defeat that teacher, and then after that teacher's done, next week he goes to the next teacher. You know, we gotta, I like the fact that we have something here. There's something to this anime, and it's not just very quickly done over, you know, back to back, and then it's just like, all right, I've done my goal, I've avenged you, and then have some poetic ending or something. No. I am enjoying this anime for everything. The world building, the secrecy, the characters, like everything about this. Like I've said before, the scope on it is very huge, and I love it for that. That is not just something cut and dry and simple, and that it's actually, it has everything going for it. The art, the dynamic of characters, like the actual growth of the characters where, I mean, everyone thought it was like, okay, in the beginning, Oliver's gonna be like OP, but then he's like not OP, but then later you learn more about him, like, oh, he is OP, but differently. And it's just so much to it. There's so much to it. That's why I'm enjoying this anime for what it is. This episode was actually called Explore, which makes sense because they went off and explored the labyrinth and kind of had a whole camaraderie thing happen where they were exploring the other people, kind of showed some skills of each other and found the secret base and had a great time there. Understandable. Next episode was called Master and Knight. And at first I thought it would have something to do with Anao, you know, because she technically is like a swordsman and such. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Anao, and maybe, you know, something about Oliver or some other people. But then it just kind of dawned on me that really it's, which they did set up here at the ending scene after the credits. It's got to be about Stacy and Fay. Now, of course, we have Stacy here and how they're still kind of doing a tournament. It's kind of done a backseat a little bit. They've talked about it, mentioned it and stuff. I'm sure it's going to come to the forefront. Maybe even next episode, but it's probably going to come to the forefront in the next few episodes if it doesn't get concluded by the, I guess, the end of the season. I don't know how that's going to go down, but you have Stacy here that has a chip on her shoulder because she was mad at Pete for upstaging her to her uncle by him saying that he's read more than she has. Now, granted, he didn't know this, but that just kind of goes to show her personality. And more than likely, maybe she and Faye, her knight, if you will, the guy that's with her, maybe they end up fighting Oliver and now, like a tag team doubles type deal. That would be pretty cool. The fact that the preview was showing this, and then we learn of the name of the next episode, I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, to be honest, all these episodes have been actually really good in my book. So I would like to see them more so then that we can learn more about her, and maybe she's not as surface level uptight and stuff. Maybe there's something about the past, you know, that she could talk about her cousin and stuff, one of the characters that's in the friend group, and we can kind of learn a little bit more about her because, like I said, character growth is very important. And hey, they've given us a new character to look into, so I'm looking forward to it. Aside from that, that's pretty much all I got to say about this episode. For this week, show is great. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are as well. And maybe through what I've said here, some of the people that are kind of on the fence or kind of disappointed, maybe I've opened your eyes to a certain degree. Don't know, but I'm still going to enjoy this and still going to review it. Regardless of that fact, I hope you guys do like the video and make sure you guys are subscribed. I really would love to see you around more often for other anime reviews, including this and others on the channel. You guys be safe. Take care, Lord willing. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.